If you go to set up a Zoom meeting, depending on your plan, you may be paying a bit more starting July 1st. The Maryland Freedom Caucus posting this notice from Zoom to social media. The message noting the 3% tech tax passed by Maryland lawmakers will be forced on certain products and bundles.
We told the Democrats that this would be ultimately a tax on consumers. That's the way that these taxes work.
Delegate Ryan DeRocchi, a Republican from Baltimore County, is a member of the Freedom Caucus. He says he's not surprised to see Zoom passing on that 3% tax onto customers.
Zoom, of course, is one, but there will be plenty of others that will be passing these costs along to consumers.
Near the end of session, we questioned top budget leaders about whether this tech tax would be passed on to Marylanders. What will that mean for the average Marylander, though, who uses some of these services? Will they see an impact from this tech tax?
I don't see a great impact there. It really is on the service to service from business to business.
And like Delegate Naraki said, Republicans argued otherwise.
As fees are increased from businesses, the pass down goes to the people that pay for the services.
Governor Wes Moore made sure to include carve-outs in the tech tax for what he calls his lighthouse industries for things like life sciences, IT, AI, and quantum.
We're actually really encouraged by the type of momentum that we've seen within the tech community about their interest and involvement in coming to the state of Maryland. And we're going to do everything that it takes to make sure that that momentum actually increases.
But Delegate Naraki argues the tech tax could push these industries out of Maryland, too.
You know, frankly, Mackenzie, I think this is more than a tech tax. I think that this is an innovation tax. And I think that the governor and the Democrats in charge of the legislature are going to hurt innovation here in this state. And we are not going to be the hub that the governor, frankly, said that he wants us to be with respect to companies moving to Maryland, tech companies moving to Maryland.
On the last day of this legislative session, I questioned Governor Moore about the potential impacts of the taxes on Marylanders and the economic growth he says he's focused on.
The thing we've got to focus on is growth. We've got to grow this economy. If we're not growing the economy, we're just simply talking about managing decline. And I refuse to stand here and manage decline. We inherited an economy that essentially had flatlined.
But do you think that you're going to grow the economy by implementing all of these other taxes that could potentially push the job creators out of Maryland?
You're going to grow the economy by doing things like we just did, which is essentially putting over $130 million into advancing new industries, into growing the economy, into incentivizing businesses to be able to come and grow and stay here.
The Maryland Chamber of Commerce says the tech tax will impact 15,000 employers and 99,000 jobs, with more impacted indirectly.
Let's move on now to see who pays the tax.
The Comptroller's Office preparing businesses, educating them on how the new tax will work.
A buyer is one who's responsible for paying the sales and use tax.
The 3% tech tax is projected to generate $480 million in the first year, and Republicans say they hope Democrats will be willing to scale the tech tax back next year during session.